Barrett Cohen, WLSN, LaSalle Broadcasting Network, and this is one of my favorite pieces that we've done all year, in large part because the young man we're going to talk about has been a very integral part of WLSN and the LaSalle Broadcasting Network. When I was a freshman, it was very difficult for me to find my spot here at LaSalle High School, but this young man, Josh Woodward, is a special guy that has done some incredible things already as a freshman. At WLSN, we always focus on the student athlete and often what happens on a basketball court, perhaps on a football field. But this young man, Josh Woodward, only a freshman and a young man who really has laid the foundation for other classmates of his because of the way he leads. And let's bring him on now because Josh accomplished something big this past weekend, specifically on Friday night, as you got the Eagle Scout Award. Now, for the person like me who's not real knowledgeable about what that all means and what it is, and explain to folks what first the Eagle Scout was, and then we'll get into how you got it.
Well,
and congratulations, first of all.
Thank you. And Eagle Scout, it's basically the highest rank you can get in Boy Scouts. There's past presidents. Neil Armstrong was an astronaut. He was an Eagle Scout. Bunch of presidents and all of them were Eagle Scouts, so it's just a big honor in Scouts.
Now, what's not typical about the whole situation is the fact that you did it and you're only a freshman. You got the award last night, and you said the other recipients were seniors. How unusual is it for a freshman to get that Eagle Award?
It's very unusual. I think it's probably like a 1 in 100 shot chance of that ever happening again.
Okay, so let's go back if we could and how it all came about. Excuse me, but you were a young man who got into Cub Scouts, I imagine, and then I guess it kind of segued into Boy Scouts. But how did it all start out? How old were you when you got into it, and what did you have to do? I mean, the patches stand for something. We'll talk about that in a minute. But what exactly did you have to do to reach this level? How did it all start?
Well, basically it started in Cub Scouts. We had requirements that we had to do just like we do in Boy Scouts. And for the Cub Scouts, it was basically, okay, we're teaching you how to use power tools and all that, and teaching you how to build and all that easy stuff. But it basically showed you listening and paying attention and cooperation, because for Eagle Scout, you have to have all that and leadership, which my leader showed a lot of it to me, so I caught on with that.
And you talk about leadership, you talk about that skill set, those characteristics. I got to believe it did a great job of laying the foundation for you to come here from St. James, where you were from, to LaSalle High School. Explain how that transition was and how that skill set, how those characteristics prepared you for this school here at LaSalle.
Well, I've actually came to LaSalle too, also because both my uncles came here. I have a cousin who's a senior here. He does the stats, Jake Sang. But basically it was just knowing that this school has, like, one of their pillars is leadership, and I like to lead and help people out, and that's basically what this school to me is.
It's amazing to watch this young man here in Josh Woodward. He will, and Mike, who's running the camera, Mike and I will attest to this, he will do anything asked for WLSN. He's one of those guys who really is, you just give him a task and he does it. He doesn't ask how, he just figures a way to do it, and you do it with great success. And there's oftentimes you're sweating more than any of us on a fall night getting ready for a football game. You're really, I mean, you're all over the place, and you're running around, you're getting us all ready. I can't tell you what that means to Mike and myself and the entire broadcast team for what you bring to the table to WLSN. And I posted it the other day on Facebook, and I hope you really know how sincere I am. It's people like you that make Mike and myself and all, you make our jobs easier and you make us look a lot better. But thank you so much for that service as well.
Welcome, anytime.
Now, hold on. Now, Mike, if Mike can zoom in a little bit here, let's find out exactly. Now, these patches all mean certain things. Obviously, they're recognition for different things that you've done. What was the first one you got on there?
First one I got was actually fishing, which is right here. That was basically, I went to a camp called Crooked Creek, and I did 4 merit badges while I was there. Fishing was just one of them. Just learned how to.
Okay, what year did you get the fishing one?
That was actually my second year in Scouts.
Okay, and we'll get to the Eagle one here in a minute, but this is all over, this is a long time. This is 4 years that you've taken to get these. Now, this is the new Eagle one, correct?
Yes.
That you got there. Show us Mike, can you pan in on the Eagle one right here? And that's the Eagle Scout there. But one last thing I want to ask you before we wrap it up here is, what I asked you earlier off the air, what comes next? Because this is not just the pinnacle of the Eagle Scout. There's a whole nother level, or a whole nother something for you to attain above Eagle Scout. Explain what that is.
There is 3 things after Eagle called the Eagle Palms. There's bronze, silver, and gold. Basically, it's like getting Eagle Scout. Pretty much, you got to get a certain amount of merit badges. You have to wait 6 months before you can get your first palm, and then you got to wait another 6 months to get your next one, and then the next one. So basically, they're just advancements for Eagle Scouts.
It's really amazing to me, and Mike, as long as we've been doing this, you know, it used to be when I first came here, I didn't know many of the kids or the faculty, and I had to kind of search for stories. But now we had to turn rocks over, Mike. You remember that? But now they're everywhere. The great stories, just like Josh Woodward here, who has been a part of our broadcast team. You probably don't see him in front of the camera. You probably don't hear him on the radio. But it's guys like this who just got his Eagle Scout Award on Friday night. That is the reason why LaSalle has set themselves apart from many other schools here in Cincinnati. So, Josh, on behalf of LaSalle High School and everybody here, the faculty, staff, students, alumni, thank you so much for representing LaSalle High School the way you do.
You're welcome.
For Josh Woodward, Pedro, Mike Nye, I'm Barrett Cohen, WLSN, and the LaSalle Broadcasting Network.